Today, our topic is what the Stoics believed about happiness. The Stoics were ancient philosophers who taught that happiness does not come from external things like money, fame, or power. Instead, they believed that true happiness comes from within, from living a life of virtue, wisdom, and self-control. The Stoics thought that if we focus on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, and let go of what we cannot control, we can find peace and contentment no matter what life throws at us. One of the most famous Stoic philosophers, Epictetus, said, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." This idea is at the heart of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics believed that our emotions and reactions are not caused by events themselves, but by how we interpret those events. If we can change our perspective and see challenges as opportunities for growth, we can remain calm and happy even in difficult situations. The Stoics also believed in the importance of living in harmony with nature. They thought that everything in the universe is interconnected, and that we are all part of a larger whole. By understanding and accepting our place in the world, we can live a more meaningful and fulfilling life. Marcus Aurelius, another famous Stoic and a Roman emperor, wrote in his journal, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This means that we should focus on our inner world, our thoughts, beliefs, and values rather than trying to control things outside of ourselves. The Stoics taught that true happiness comes from living a virtuous life, which means being honest, kind, fair, and courageous. They believed that if we act with virtue, we will feel a deep sense of satisfaction and purpose, even if we face hardships or setbacks. Another key idea in Stoic philosophy is the concept of Amor, fati, which means love of fate. This means accepting everything that happens in life, both good and bad, as part of a greater plan. The Stoics believed that every experience, even the most difficult ones, has a purpose and can teach us something valuable. Instead of resisting or complaining about our circumstances, we should embrace them and use them as opportunities to grow stronger and wiser. Seneca, another famous Stoic, wrote, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." This means that challenges and difficulties are necessary for personal growth. By facing our problems with courage and resilience, we can become better versions of ourselves. The Stoics also believed in the importance of mindfulness and living in the present moment. They thought that worrying about the future or regretting the past only leads to anxiety and unhappiness. Instead, we should focus on the here and now, appreciating what we have and making the most of each moment. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future, concentrate the mind on the present moment." This idea is similar to modern mindfulness practices, which teach us to be fully present and aware of our thoughts and feelings without judgment. The Stoics believed that by living in the present, we can find peace and happiness, even in the midst of chaos. Another important Stoic principle is the idea of Memento, mori, which means remember that you will die. This might sound gloomy, but the Stoics saw it as a reminder to live life to the fullest and appreciate every moment. They believed that thinking about our own mortality can help us prioritize what really matters and let go of trivial concerns. By remembering that life is short, we can focus on what truly brings us joy and fulfillment, such as our relationships, our passions, and our personal growth. The Stoics thought that by accepting the inevitability of death, we can live more courageously and authentically, without fear of what others think or what might happen in the future. The Stoics also emphasized the importance of self-discipline and moderation. They believed that indulging in excess or seeking pleasure for its own sake only leads to temporary satisfaction and long-term dissatisfaction. Instead, they taught that we should practice self-control and focus on what is truly important. For example, instead of chasing after material possessions or external rewards, we should cultivate inner qualities like wisdom, courage, and kindness. The Stoics thought that by living a simple and disciplined life, we can find lasting happiness and peace. One of the most powerful Stoic practices is the premeditation of evils, which means imagining the worst-case scenarios and preparing ourselves mentally and emotionally for it. The Stoics believe that by thinking about what could go wrong, we can reduce our fear and anxiety and be better prepared to handle challenges when they arise. For example, if we imagine losing our job or experiencing a serious illness, we can plan how we would respond and remind ourselves that we have the strength and resilience to overcome any obstacle. This practice helps us build mental toughness and reduces the power that fear and uncertainty have over us. The Stoics also believed in the importance of gratitude and humility. They thought that we should appreciate what we have and recognize that everything in life is a gift. By practicing gratitude, we can shift our focus from what we lack to what we have, which can increase our happiness and contentment. The Stoics also believe that we should remain humble and recognize that we are not in control of everything. By accepting our limitations and being open to learning from others, we can grow and improve ourselves. In addition to these principles, the Stoics believed in the importance of community and helping others. They thought that we are all connected and that we have a duty to contribute to the well-being of others. By being kind, compassionate, and generous, we can create a better world and find deeper meaning and fulfillment in our own lives. The Stoics believe that true happiness comes not from selfish pursuits, but from serving others and making a positive impact on the world. In conclusion, the Stoics believe that happiness is not something that can be found outside of ourselves. It is not about wealth, fame, or power, but about living a virtuous life, focusing on what we can control and accepting what we cannot. By practicing self-discipline, mindfulness, gratitude, and humility, we can find peace and contentment, no matter what challenges we face. The Stoics taught that true happiness comes from within, and that by cultivating our inner qualities and living in harmony with nature, we can live a meaningful and fulfilling life. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." So, let us strive to think wisely, act virtuously, and live fully, embracing each moment with courage, gratitude, and love.